I've been getting a lot of requests on social media through YouTube for another walking episode live stream so people can see what's really going on here. So I'm about to get my daily exercise on and walk the neighborhood this time so that you can see the neighborhood that we live in, not just the beach community. So let's get started. And y'all, here's some ground rules. I know you can't hear it, but I got music playing in the background so I can keep myself motivated and on pace while I'm walking. So forgive me if I start humming some George Clinton Parliament lyrics while we're doing this, all right? Thank you so much for joining us. I'm starting out in the restaurant area in our lobby. It's closed right now, but this is where we come to get our Asian fusion and sushi and play some pool and everything before the day gets started. So let me go ahead and head on out, and then I'm gonna have to stop and get my watch set up so I can make sure I document what's going on. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining us as we take a walk through the neighborhood today. Buenas. So we're still on the property. This is the open air lobby of my building. And lovely morning during rainy season here in Gorgona, or in Panama. This is rainy season. Perfectly blue skies. Oh, let me make sure I'm getting credit for my progress. Need to hold up here for a second and let my GPS catch up on my watch, because you know the exercise doesn't really occur if you can't prove it, right? I think I'll just turn around and let you see the sights while I wait. There we go. All right, folks, I got my clearance from the tower for takeoff. Here we go. So, just missed the pickleball players. They were going at it this morning. That sound wakes you up with the open windows. Click, click, click. But we have a nice pond here and scenic area. This is the dog walk area where everybody can bring their perros or dogs. So I'm headed towards the front gate so that we can get out into the neighborhood. Here you go. A better look at the dog park. Good morning, buenos dias, and bienvenidos. If you're just joining us, we're going on a walk in the neighborhood this morning instead of the beach. That way you get to see how the Panamanians live, what they do in the morning. I like to come here and catch the school kids and all that. The folks are already hard at work, making our landscape beautiful. Buenos dias, señor. Oh, let me make sure I can see your comments as they come up. Don't hit me. Buenas. All right, so through the security gate and out into the neighborhood. This street is called Via Nueva Gorgona. As you can see, out here in the beach communities, you're not gonna get sidewalks. So you had to be mindful of the street traffic. Panamanians walk in the street. Most people go around them. So when in Rome, I'm gonna do what Romans do. It's worked out well so far. It's a gorgeous house under construction. Been watching it go up. I don't know how much it's worth, but it's gonna be nice when they finish. Has a pool and everything. There you go. There's the information if you're interested. Casa con Piscina. Psycho Alpha Disco Beta Vaya Aqua Dulu. Told you I'll be doing some Georgetown. Hey there, Marlene. Have I seen, hold on, let me put it back on the screen. You're asking me if I've seen some kind of critter. Yes, iguanas. There's an iguana that lives on our property. I've seen it by the pool. It doesn't mess with anyone. It's really afraid of people. But it is a big iguana. The first time I saw it, I was a little taken aback. But it ran away from me. The alligators here are called caimans. They're smaller than what you see in the US. That's funny, asking for Charlotte. She already knows. She just saw some caimans last week. If you were on their Facebook group, Black Expats in Panama, she actually posted a video on her relocation tour. They ran into 2 or 3 caimans in Coronado, which is just minutes away from here. We used to live in that same building where they go tour. So we knew they had caimans. We never saw the caimans while we lived there. But as far as this walk is concerned, the only critters I see are dogs and chickens. You're gonna see some chickens today. All right, so you see traffic coming. This is, I guess, a typical Panamanian neighborhood. The iguanas run away from you. I don't know what the caimans do. I think they've learned to fear human beings too. I mean, humans do a good job of slaughtering things, so I think most animals have learned to fear us. If you golf, you'll see caimans a lot more. My friends who golf say they see them on the golf course. You know, all those water traps and stuff. I have yet to bring my clubs here. I'm anxious to get home. They're in storage. They need to be rescued. Anybody watching who lives in the DMV area, want to help a brother out, go to my storage unit and pack my stuff up for shipping. I really appreciate it. Here we go, my first neighborhood dog. Buenos dias, Pedro. And the only stretch of sidewalk that I've seen in this neighborhood. So one of the things you'll find out about Panama is that sidewalks are not a consistent thing. Even in the city, they have sidewalks, but they don't use urban planning to build their sidewalks. It used to be left up to the building developer. So you're in front of a skyscraper, that architect and that developer were responsible for the sidewalk that you're walking in front of. So when you're in the city, they tell you to keep your head down because the elevation of the sidewalk changes so often. It's not consistent. All right, so here's the intersection. Let me stop for a second. This is a neighborhood restaurant that a lot of people like, La Ruina. Like I said, a lot of people like it. Big Wheel, our experience there has not been great so far. And there's another neighborhood restaurant, Rincon Cerrado. Pretty sure I'm butchering that language, but goodness, the neighborhood is full of small fondas, which are family-owned restaurants. It's like going to someone's house. Just saw a comment come in. Let me see. Yes, Marlene, we are here permanently. So we put our stuff in storage. Some stuff we saved as a plan B, just in case it didn't work out. Some stuff we had planned on getting down here. And now that we're here, we're realizing we don't need most of that stuff. I'm gonna stop right here for a second. That's a neighborhood Fonda right there, and it's huge. They do all kinds of events in this facility. So you see right there, the red part is like a temporary bar that they have set up. They get their party on. So on holidays, we can hear the music coming. So let me give you, that's our building right there. So you get an idea how far this is. And we're on the 24th floor. So that sound does travel up. I can even use Shazam and identify the songs that they're playing. This right here is a mini super, or what they call a mini super, MS. It's a convenience store, and there's plenty of them in the neighborhood. You can come here and get your milk, your cheese, eggs. Kind of busy this morning. Buenas. So you'll hear me continuously saying buenas to people. That's how Panamanians greet each other here. It's a short form of buena dias. To me, I think it means what's up. Sometimes there's a head nod that comes with it. So here we have a athletic field for the neighborhood. I often see them playing soccer and occasionally baseball. And then walking up on this structure here to the left, you hear that? Oh, you can't hear that chicken. Maybe, I don't know. It was a rooster just crowed. Oh, let me stop. The chickens are everywhere. You see them running? That's what just crowed at me. This right here is a bus stop. So that's what a Panamanian bus stop looks like. This is an old church. And the lime green is another mini super or convenience store. Strange fact, just like in the States and a lot of black neighborhoods, these mini supers are owned by Chinese. I'm learning a little bit more about the history. Chinese came here decades ago. They're like 3 generations deep in Panama now, from what I understand. They speak perfect Spanish. They're in with the culture and everything. All right. I'll take a quick detour and show you American expats playing pickleball. This is the court that they use for pickleball. So people from all over Coronado, Gorgona, San Carlos is another area down the road from us. They'll come here. I think for most days a week it's open. And they've come together and raise funds to improve facilities for the Gorgonas or the Panamanians. Buenos dias. How you doing? Showing everybody the pickleball, folks. Say hello. So, like I said, they're out here most mornings. You can always come get some good exercise and network. I'm going to continue my walk because I'm on a schedule. Thought I saw a comment come in, y'all. Excuse me while I check that. Yes, they do own shops everywhere. Good morning, Jason. Thanks for joining us. Look at the dogs. Something's happening. That's Panama, so these dogs own the roads here, no doubt. It is nothing to be driving on the street and have a dog laying in the middle of the road that won't move until the very last second. But it is. All right. This is a municipal facility here, so the lifeguards that we see on the beach, this is where they congregate. Those are tents you see, that's where they stay overnight and come do their training, and in the morning we see them running out in the water doing the Baywatch stuff. So if you're gonna lifeguard along Panama West Day coastline, you can expect to spend some time here. Oh, the dogs are barking loud. They are really chasing every car that comes through. I don't usually see that. That's new. Hola. Okay, don't walk backwards on these roads. No sidewalks, y'all. Oh, Lord. Sonia's watching. She's going to be like, what the hell? It is a little unnerving when a truck passes you. But like I said, this is what the Panamanians do, and we always go around them. So I'm hoping I get that same love. It's worked out so far, y'all. But if something happens to me, you know Will was out here trying to bring sexy back. Make my funk the P-funk. I want the funk uncut. So most Panamanian homes are one level, flat, and they have open air concepts. We can drive by and see people gathered for dinner and see what they're watching on television, because it's all outside in the patio. This is some kind of business they're advertising. Looks like a party occasions, maybe cakes. I can tell it's for parties. My Spanish isn't strong enough to tell exactly what, but I am getting a lot better at reading advertisements and billboards. And Panamanians are hustlers. You know, so the Pan American Highway that connects the country is like their version of an interstate. There are a lot of times when there's going to be traffic, people trying to get out here for vacations or commuting into the city. The local Panamanians that live where the traffic builds up, oh, it's nothing to see them out in the middle of the road selling all kinds of items. They sell food, water, cell phone accessories. I'm trying to think what else I've seen. Deodorant. They have like mobile stands set up too. They'll bring the stand over to your car. It's like on a pole with a post, and the cell phone accessories are hanging off of it. And you can choose a phone holder and a baseball cap while you're sitting in traffic. There goes another rooster. I hope y'all can hear that. So yes, the roosters crow. And contrary to popular belief, they don't just crow in the morning. I can hear them crowing in the middle of the night sometimes. And some dogs barking, but it's still a peaceful sleep, y'all. The crashing of the waves pretty much drowns out everything. This is a beautiful property here. As you notice, the Panamanians don't play about their security. Almost every home is completely encased in a fence along with razor wire at the top. We don't hear much crime around here. It's like petty thefts, people leaving stuff in their cars. It's a complete different vibe than the US. And mass shootings, oh please. We've heard of one shooting the entire time that we've been here, and that was a drug lord who was targeted at a mall in Panama City. That's it. You don't see people walking around with guns on their hips. Only the cops here have guns. And I'm sure I'm speaking in generalizations. Someone wants to know, have the critters made it up to the upper floors? So, geckos are everywhere. They're ubiquitous. We have had one gecko in our unit since moving there. Geckos are our friends. They eat insects and they're cute. They sell us low-cost insurance. So I named the gecko, and then Sonia killed the gecko. Crushed him in the patio window on purpose. We have not seen another gecko since, so I think she sent a warning shot across the bow to the geckos. This is where it's gonna get fun. This is the main road. All right. There's a little bit more space on the other side, so I'm gonna cross. But yes, this is a local hotel. I see you cheering for Sonia. I told him I named the gecko. I was attached to it. He was a pet. Y'all cheering for her. Shame, 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 shame. So right now we're experiencing a new thing. This is our first year being here at the beginning of the rainy season. So at the end of dry season, you know, things are dead. It's been months without rain. The green that you see has turned to brown. And when the rain comes, everything springs back to life, including insects. So what we're experiencing now is the couple of rounds of the mass birth of certain insects. And there's some in particular that look like termites. I say termites because they can fly. And a few weeks ago, I opened the window to get air and looked in the windowsill and saw like hundreds of these larval things calling each other on one side of the sill. So I closed the window immediately. The next morning, we could see the termites flying around our unit. And then the next day, they all disappeared. So I think we just had a second birth like that. And unfortunately, about 5 or 6 of them made it inside our master bathroom into the shower area because those windows stay open too. But by the time we saw them, they were dead. So we just swept them up, kept it moving. The iguanas, they don't climb like that, so don't have to worry about them. It's just going to be the occasional skeeter. And matter of fact, we don't see too many mosquitoes, but they are back this time of year. I'm starting to wear off again. I had stopped wearing off when I go out to restaurants, but now I'm wearing it again. This is a local Fonda advertising breakfast and lunch. I keep meaning to try it because, you know, I want to see what the breakfast is like. Fat boy. And no, it won't be today because the missus has already scrambled some eggs waiting for me. So this is the back of a Mini Super. You can see their truck. They live here. You know, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and tell y'all. So all these Mini Supers are brightly colored. This yellow building, they just finished building. We don't know what's going in there yet. We're excited about it. We know it's going to be some businesses. But this one, the red and white one, I've nicknamed it the Kappa store. Now everybody knows what I'm talking about. But the red on the Capitol store is Chinese too. When it is, that's a gentleman that always helps me with my water. This is where we come to exchange our bottled water dispenser. Bring them an empty bottle, they give you a brand new one for $5, excuse me. All right, so I'm halfway through. Went up the block, went down one street, came up another one, and then now on the top side of that rectangle, headed back to the Bahia. But these are roads too, so like alleys, but people's homes are on them. You might have to turn down a street like that to get to somebody's home. And there's a whole lot of little cross streets. Like check and chat, excuse me. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Roach spray works on the geckos? Marlene, look here. We get some more geckos. I'm actually considering going to a store and buying geckos and putting them in the unit to get rid of everything else. And yes, we are in Gorgona. It is slowly developing, but for those who are looking at coming to Panama and thinking about the best places to stay, got to consider a lot of factors. Being on the Pacific coast is absolutely gorgeous. It's peaceful. The temperature is not too hot. I mean, it's bright sunshine and I'm out here walking without a hat. It's got to be in the mid 80s, but there's a breeze. Maybe low 80s, I should say. But anyway, the thing that you have to remember is that this is rural living. It is the country. So the things that come along with rural living are applicable here. The Andy Griffith style, small town, everybody knows everybody, that applies here. As you can tell, this street is a lot more busy. A lot more busy than the other street. So I have to really be on my P's and Q's here. But yeah, rural living is slow. So if you're good with the slow pace, this is the spot for you. The city has all the resources, but it's a city. So, you know, you got to be dealing with traffic and everything that comes with being in an urban environment. There's noise, traffic noise, pollution, the whole nine. And I'm sure the mountains have their idiosyncrasies too. So Gorgona is developing. We have access to grocery stores, shopping, you know, like the Panamanian version of Target, Panamanian version of Home Depot. We got all access to all that stuff. We have a movie theater, we have clinics. So we have a primary care physician who is phenomenal. I've spent more time face to face with that man. I just hit the phone, hold on. Sorry about that. Let me fix that. Okay, yeah, I was saying I spent more time here with my primary care physician in, you know, the 9 months I've been here than I spent with my primary care physician in decades back in Maryland. In Maryland, the doctor came in at the end of my visit. He talked to me for 3 or 4 minutes, and that was it. She was gone. Here, this man sat with me for about 45 minutes. Buenos dias, perros. ¿Cómo está? That's what you like to see. Young men just doing their thing. Give you an up close on this one. You can see it's very simple lifestyles here. They don't stress about stuff. They're very happy. They don't have the same level of impatience that we have as Americans. You know, as one of my professors in college called it, the McDonald's generation. We want our Big Macs now. We can't wait like we used to have to wait for a burger to be cooked. The word here is tranquilo, calm. And homes have names here too, by the way. That's so cool. El Marron Couture. I don't know what that means. The brown something. And that's how they find you here. Your building has a name. Street addresses are not street addresses. They're like intersections. So the corner of this street and that street, if you even know the name of that street, or just tell us the name of your building, your home. You know what? I appreciate these live stream walks. They actually make it go faster. All right. Welcome everybody watching. Anyone have any burning questions that they have about Panama while you have me? I get a ton of folks instant messaging me questions, so stay tuned. I'm about to make a major announcement for my black satyrs and repeat offenders on ways that you can get more information that you seek, ways that you can get on Big Will's calendar and see what's going on, and sit down and, you know, kick the bobo, see what's really going on. Uh-oh. I think there was a chat. He said, I just missed me. Yes, blood pressure lowered. Definitely. Marlene, thanks for that comment. Everything is lowered. The only thing that you have to watch out for, we have access to fresh fruit and veggies. I did grocery shopping yesterday and, you know, got most of the stuff at the bricks and mortar grocery store. Then I stopped at the fish market and bought 3 pounds of filleted corvina that had been swimming that morning. So we'll be cooking some of that up tonight, that fresh fish. And then I stopped at the fruit market stand and bought some mangoes, some peppers, bananas, zucchini, cucumbers, onions, tomato, whole bunch of stuff. Had to put it in a big old bag. $4 for the whole thing. So it is not super expensive to eat healthy here. That helps out a lot. If you eat at restaurants here, be careful. They put a lot of sodium in their stuff, so you got to limit the patacones. They're great, but you got to limit it. So yes, and then the not having as much stress. You know, so back in the States, I'd wake up and survey, you know, the morning news. I'm a Morehouse man. I must be well read. I must be well informed in order to be able to attack and fight what the system was going to throw at me each day. And the process of becoming well informed made me mad, because daily there were things that the U.S. was doing to make it known that they don't want me, that they're going to deny me access, or they're going to try to kill me. I don't have that stress anymore. So that has gone down. I'm not nervous when I see police here, because these police don't kill their citizens. I'm not nervous going to the mall or church because there's not mass shootings. I don't have to keep my head on a swivel like I did in the US. All right, y'all, this bus stop, this is my rest break. Uh-oh. No, I don't need a ride player. So it took me a while to realize that the beeping horn is people trying to see if you need rides. Usually it's a taxi. Uh-oh. I'm gonna set this down for a second and give you a good view of Torito's Pizza. One of our favorite pizza joints is a real oven there that you see to the left of the building. And they deliver. I got about 10 minutes left. And I just like to stop here for about 40 seconds. So to catch my breath. Check the live chat, see any more comments. Is there anything you still miss not being in Panama City or DC? So, Marlene, I don't miss jack about DC. Not a thing. And okay, let me not be so callous. Family and friends. That's the hardest thing about making this move is the separation from your loved ones. And then because I've moved before, grew up in North Carolina. Actually, I was born in Ohio, lived in Kentucky, then lived in North Carolina, then went to Georgia, and then to DC. So several moves, even as an adult, I know how to stay in contact with people. This international move has been a bit different. It's a little bit harder to stay in contact with people because of the international nature. I gave up my US phone number because there was just no need to continue to pay $240 a month for that cell phone service just to get extended car warranty. Telemarketers calling me. So, I got friends that have phones that don't even allow international callers to contact them. So we're having to use WhatsApp and Facebook to stay in contact with people. And it can be difficult. I think some people are just ornery and maybe upset at us for leaving. But we had to do what's best for us. And that's a lesson to anyone in this process. If you're thinking about making a black exit, there's reasons why you're doing it. Stick to your guns. No one can live your life but you. Now we look at life here and wonder why we didn't do it years before. Are there things that we miss not being in a city? Yes, Marlene, there are things, because this is rural living. So we have less access to resources here. I can go to the Panamanian Target, but it's just not going to have as much gear in it as the Panamanian Target in Panama City. And socially, there's less people here than in the city. And culturally, lately, hey Pedro, this one always loves to greet me in the morning. Say hello to the friends. That's right, you protect that house. We started noticing that when we frequent the restaurants and establishments owned here, owned by expats, they cater to expats. And when I say they cater to expats, I really mean they cater to white expats, because by and large, the white expats from the States and Canada and the UK have been in this area for a very long time. We're starting to see more black Americans making their black exit here, but these restaurants, they're really catering to the Canadians, Americans, and the UK. So you're living in Panama, you go out to eat, I'm expecting to hear salsa, Latin music, merengue, let's do some salsa dancing, and they're playing soft rock. Even when they do live entertainment, we've seen salsa here, but by and large, it's going to be a band during covers of, American rock classics. So that's a little disturbing for us. To get real culture, we're having to, you know, try to find spots, make Panamanian friends quickly. You know, there's a language barrier involved with that. Or go to the city, because the city's full of culture. They don't cater to, you know, expats in the city. You're gonna get full Panama. So yes, there are some things that we miss being out here and not in the city. Also, the airport's right there. Traveling would be a lot easier. Right now, when we do a weekend in Cartagena or Costa Rica, because, you know, the travel here is cheap and fast and easy. It's $200 round trip to get to Cartagena, and the flight's only an hour long. That's a recipe made in heaven. But now, for us to do the trip and to do it safely, it's a 90-minute to 2-hour drive to the airport. We spend the night at a hotel before we fly and when we get back. So we're bookending any vacays with additional hotels in the city. And, you know, and we're going back and forth to the city a lot for other events like the Catamaran Cruise. This is a great time to talk about that. So June 17th, Black Expats in Panama and Big Wheel TV are bringing you another Catamaran Day adventure. It is going to be a stone cold cast. You don't want to miss this one. We learned from the first one. We had a ball. We got the feedback and made the second one even better. It's a bigger boat. We're gonna have an open bar all day. It's a Juneteenth celebration, so we're gonna be barbecuing on the boat. We got a chef that is going to be with us all day long, barbecuing your food for you as we sail to Toboga Island. It's an island about 30 minutes away from Panama City. We're gonna have our private charter so we can tell the captain where to go. We're gonna dock on the far side of Toboga that most tourists never get to, and watch the dolphins and get out the boat into a sandbar, swim in the ocean. Then we're gonna take you to the front side of Toboga, where we're gonna have chairs and beach umbrellas already set up for our folks in a private area. Get you over to the water and let you sip on some welcome drinks and those lovely pineapple drinks that they sell at Toboga. You'll be able to walk around the island and shop with the vendors, get you some mola art, like this lovely bracelet I have is indigenous art from Panama. So a few tickets left. I will put the link in the description for this video after I finish shooting the video. Y'all don't want to miss that. That's the kind of stuff that we're doing here, and to do that, got to be in the city. So I will be driving to the city and staying in a hotel for my own event. All right. George Clinton is Gaga Gaga in my ear. All right. Jason wants to know difference in monthly expenses between my area and the city. It's not that much difference, actually. The property values are pretty much the same. Panama City and this Coronado Gorgona area are the most expensive places to live in Panama. So we have in our building, which is right there, you can expect to find a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800 a month. More than $1,800 a month, somebody's lying to you. Same is going to be for the city. You can find a really nice 2-bedroom apartment for $1,500 a month in the city. The difference in monthly expenses is going to be the city has more to do, so you're doing more, and the restaurants tend to be a little bit more expensive. Out here in Coronado, if you eat in an expat restaurant, you're paying more money than if you eat at a Panamanian restaurant. There's a Panamanian restaurant that we love to death. Two of them, as a matter of fact, Entre Madres and Don Chacho. In both instances, we can go in there with $25 and get well fed and have drinks. Have a pitcher of sangria at both places and be well fed, you know, waddling out, fat boy picking his teeth, $25. If we go to Picasso or Gold Coast or any of the other expat restaurants, it's going to be $50 to $60 for the same meal. That's what you see in Panama City, at least so far. Now, we haven't spent enough time in Panama City to know about the local fondas. Again, fondas, that Panamanian word, refers to family-owned restaurants, but they do have them. So I have a list from a blog of the 15 cheap eats in Panama City, and I fully intend on exploring that list as I spend more time in the city. But utilities are going to be about the same. So our cable, access to Wi-Fi is only $40 a month. We don't even use the cable side of it. It's just about the high-speed internet. Our cell phone bills, we both have Panamanian cell phones. Both of us have unlimited data, unlimited talk time, and our bill for both phones total is $40 versus the $240 we were paying T-Mobile for the same thing. So, buenos dias, señor Orlando. ¿Cómo está? Que tengas un bien día, señor. Okay, I did that on purpose. I just wanted to try to impress y'all. How'd it sound? He knew what I was talking about. Look at, we got the kiddies out there in the playground. So, get into the tail end of this joint. It's a good look when you come back, isn't it? Buy from locals, yes. Buy from locals is definitely the key. So, you know, we have a lot of friends in Panama City, and we talk about it. Everybody seems to be averaging somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 a month in living expenses. And that's the people who, you know, they're kicking it. We eat out all the time. Our expenses are around $3,000 a month. You know, if you want to do more cooking, you can definitely lower that easily. But, you know, we still remote work, so $3,000 a month is a lot less than what we were doing in DC. I mean, my watch is talking to me. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining us this morning. This is Big Will showing you around the hood. The walk is almost over. Getting back to the Bahia so my fat boy can have a seat and catch my breath. This is the penalty for all that fat boy living. But it is paying off. I'm happy. Everything is working for the benefit. Marlene is talking about get roach spray from Sonia. That's hilarious. Marlene, I want the geckos. I want the geckos. I don't know. We're gonna work on that. Alrighty. Just sit here for a second. There's a nice breeze coming through the lobby. So get to sit here and cool off. I'll check some live chats before I sign off, make sure I hear everything. Oh, Jason wanted to know grocery delivery services available. Yes, there's an app here. I'm going to say it and hope that you can figure out how to spell Pedidos Ya. Um, they drive around on mopeds and they deliver food, and you can order groceries and have stuff sent from the pharmacia. So it is possible. If you live in Panama City, you have that same option. Plus, some of the grocery stores offer more traditional grocery delivery services. So yes, you can be lazy and have your stuff come to you, which is a plus if you want to try to survive out here without a car, which I don't advise, but it's possible. Um, you would have a lot of stuff coming to you. And if you're going to be out in this area without an automobile, you just need to make sure you're collecting the contact information of any taxi driver that you happen to meet, because you're going to need that. Like, if I were at the grocery store and needed a taxi, that's easy because that's where all the taxis hang out. Not so easy getting a taxi to come right there. I got a call for a taxi. So the staff people, they have taxis that they call, but it's not like they call the same company. They're calling their friends. So you got to be careful about that. You can get taxis, but it's best to, have a collection about 4 or 5. I got about 5 points of contact that I can call if I need a taxi. If one guy's not working or if he's in Chorrera, the next guy would be like, oh, no problem, Senor William. I'll be there in just a few minutes. Thanks for the love, Marlene. We're happy too. Tombstone, thanks so much for joining again. Man, can't wait for you to get down here. Yeah, you're definitely going to enjoy some life. And, uh-oh. Let me see, make sure I got everything else. Y'all, I see 17 people in here. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep an eye out. We'll be doing more of these, and we'll be doing a live stream Q&A. We really want to do a session where people can throw all of their questions at me. I see people with questions all the time in the Black Expats group. I think it would be a wonderful opportunity to just sit down and take questions for about 30, 45 minutes and answers people have all kinds of questions. Rainy season, how much does it rain? How to buy a car? What's grocery shopping like? So want to handle all that stuff, but for the time being, folks, I'm going to sign off. Thanks so much for joining us, and once again, stay tuned for a big announcement coming for the repeat offenders and Black Satyrs. All right, folks, until next time, ciao.